Hi there, it's Jen from modernmedicinelady.com and the Empathic Woman System, and the word of the day is honest. So I've been corresponding with this other empath who's been, unfortunately, in a relationship with a pretty narcissistic person. And as you might imagine, this person has not been being completely honest with her. And when she calls them out on the fact that they've been lying, they just deny, as well as put her on the defensive, as well as basically say you're overreacting, you're being too sensitive, you're making things up, you're judging me harshly, I never said that, I never did that, etc., etc., etc. And I was thinking a lot about how hard it is for those of us who are really sensitive, particularly who are tuned into other people's feelings, how incredibly difficult it can be when we encounter somebody who does not speak honestly and who is not willing to own their stuff, who's not willing to be completely accountable, and who especially when called out or asked what the truth is, will blatantly lie and will deny that if they said something, they'll deny it. And I mean, doesn't take too much. You don't have to look too far at this point in time to see exactly what I'm talking about in terms of what's going on in our country right now, because there are a number of people who are in the media where they will say something and even 5 minutes later when somebody says, you just said blah, 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 they go, I did not say that. And I was thinking about how it seems to me that for many of us, there is this tendency to go back to the liar and want them to fess up, to want them to own it, to want them to acknowledge that they're not speaking truthfully, to basically want to have the kind of equal exchange that as empaths we're capable of, but also that we are probably somewhat accustomed to. And so when we encounter these kinds of people who are in many ways constitutionally incapable of being honest, I think that what it does is it sets this cascade up of not computing. It's almost like this sequence of answer seeking where we're not getting the answer, so we just keep going back over and over and over again, trying to get a different result, a different equation. And it can feel really crazy making, I think, because it's so outside of what we're expecting. It's so outside of what we're accustomed to. And in a way, people who tend to be that dishonest, I think, can really take advantage of our innocence, can take advantage of our tendency to give people the benefit of the doubt, but also can take advantage of the fact that for many of us, it does not compute that they're lying. And so they can just keep on playing that for a very long time, because it's almost as if there's a part of us that has a very, very hard time just cutting our losses and saying, wow, that person is lying like a rug and I don't have any room for them in my life. I am out of here. I'm done. And, for me, it's been a long journey. And I remember when I was younger and I had my first encounters with people like this, it was so confusing to me. I just kept wanting them to own their stuff, acknowledge it, and meet me face to face. And so I'd keep trying to engage, and it just kept on doing weird things. And it wasn't until I really came to get that I was putting a bucket down a dry well and I was never going to get water. That this was a well that was going to be dry. It was dry. It will always be dry. And I wasn't going to get my needs met. And I was able to just say, this is what this is, and I'm not going to get my needs met here. And I need to make the decision to walk away from this, because it's never going to resolve itself in any other way than my calling a spade, cutting my losses, and making the decision to take care of myself. And I think for me, The really powerful thing was when I stopped looking for honesty from people who were constitutionally incapable of it, and I started to just acknowledge that when somebody is like that, the best thing I can do is God bless them, acknowledge them for what they are, but not continue to try to engage with them as if I was having a healthy relationship. And also not expect them to own their stuff or to admit that they were misrepresenting things or lying to me or that they had caused me harm or hurt me or anything. That it's just basically like, this is what it is and it's time to just accept it and cut my losses. So my question to you right now is, when you encounter somebody who's misrepresenting things, when you encounter somebody who is constitutionally incapable of being honest with themselves, much less anybody else, what do you do? Do you find yourself continuously going back hoping that they're going to admit to their misrepresentations, that they're going to admit to their character defects? Or do you cut your losses? Do you recognize it for what it is and just go, done? You know, been there, done that, not having any more of it. So I'd love to hear what you have to say about all of this. Please leave a comment below. And until next word of the day, I am wishing you peace and ease and freedom from trying to get liars to admit they're lying. So in the meantime, if you haven't already done it, please go subscribe to my YouTube channel, Jennifer Moore, Modern Medicine Lady, and also I'd be ever so grateful for your help to get this video out into the world. So please like it and share it and pass it along to the people that you know who would find this useful. So until tomorrow and word 366, I wish you peace.